When a private equity firm takes control of a company, everything the leaders and teams have known changes. Suddenly, the stakes feel higher, the pressure sharper, and the path forward unclear. For many CEOs, directors, and investors watching this, there's a deep, gnawing fear. Will the soul of the company be lost? Will the people who built it be crushed under ruthless efficiency demands? Will innovation die, swallowed by spreadsheets and quarterly targets? These worries aren't just abstract. They touch the heart of what leadership really means. The challenge of maintaining what's vital while adapting to the relentless demands of private equity is a battlefield where many feel alone, misunderstood, and trapped. But right here, right now, there's a way not just to survive, but to harness that takeover moment and transform it into the launchpad for something extraordinary. First, let's call out the harsh truth. Private equity isn't a magic fix. It's often seen as a cold machine that strips away what's human in a company, cutting costs, tightening controls, chasing quick wins. But this isn't the entire story. Private equity, at its best, is a brutal clarifier. It forces companies to face their weaknesses, to shed complacency and outdated comfort zones. If you lean into this pressure, if you don't fight the transformation, but lead it on your terms, you unlock potential no one believed possible. You stop being a victim of change and become its architect. Here's the brutal secret. Leaders don't often admit. The moment private equity takes control is a test of survival. Not just of the business, but of your own leadership soul. It exposes who's running things with vision, not ego. Who's committed to real progress over hollow growth. You can't hide behind old titles or past glories. The system demands you shed all that and prove you earn your place again, day after day. Now, there's pain here. Undeniable pain. You will feel the squeeze on budgets, see the push for efficiency cut into your people and projects, and face invasive audits that question your every choice. But what if this pain is not a punishment, but a revelation? A way to expose what the company truly needs, stripped of illusions and habits. This is the point where smart leaders kick into a different gear. They stop defending what was and instead start creating what must be. How? First, by facing the truth without blinkers. That means brutal honesty about what works and what doesn't. Forget the comforting stories you tell yourself about how things should be. Lean into data, lean into feedback, and most importantly, lean into the discomfort of change. This is a moment to confront every sacred cow. Every process, every team, every product has to earn its keep under a new lens. If it doesn't, it's not failure, it's liberation. Letting go is a superpower few leaders embrace, but it is essential now. Second, focus obsessively on alignment, not just with the private equity sponsors, but within your own team. Often, the biggest damage happens not because of outside pressure, but because the internal culture resists, fractures, or sinks into fear. Every person in that company must understand what success looks like now and feel empowered to shape it. This means brutal clarity in communication. No jargon, no spin. You must be the lighthouse in the storm, even when it feels like you're burning. Every leader, every manager, every frontline person must see the path forward and believe in their role on it. Otherwise, you'll lose momentum and watch your best people slip away. Third, innovate, but not just products, systems, or services. Innovate the way your company thinks about itself. Private equity wants growth, but sustainable growth only comes from constant reinvention, not safer bets. This is your moment to build resilience into the company DNA, to tear down silos and build bridges, to demand creativity not just in R&D, but in operations, sales, and even finance. Ask yourself and your team, what are the invisible barriers strangling initiative? Where are we still holding on to yesterday's victories when tomorrow demands we rewrite the game? Do not fall into the trap of optimizing what is. Instead, create what could be. Fourth, and this may be the most underestimated skill right now, cultivate patience with urgency. Private equity timelines can feel like fire drills on repeat. There's a pressing urge to deliver results now, but building real value is a marathon wrapped in sprints. You must be ruthless about quick wins, yes, but keep an eye on what builds real legacy. Cut fat smartly, but invest in muscle, talent development, strategic partnerships, systems that scale. This balancing act requires a leader who is calm inside chaos, who doesn't sacrifice tomorrow's potential for today's applause. Fifth, embrace your solitude, but never isolation. The experience of private equity transformation can be lonely because outsiders often don't grasp the full complexity. Trusted advisors, peer networks, and even unexpected allies become lifelines. Don't just seek validation, seek challenge. Surround yourself with people who make you think differently, who hold you accountable, who push you beyond comfort. The leaders who emerge strongest after private equity takeovers are not those who went it alone, but those who fiercely guarded their sovereignty while weaving the right connections. Finally, hold on to purpose, even when the voice of profit feels deafening. Private equity's reputation is often one of ruthlessness, but the most successful make profit the means, not the end. They know that companies infused with clear purpose, passion, and genuine care outperform those obsessed with numbers alone. In moments of pressure, remind your team why the company exists beyond spreadsheets. Feed that fire. It's what fuels resilience, creativity, and loyalty. Profit flows when you lead with meaning, not the other way around. This isn't a pep talk. It's a call to arms for those who refuse to bow under pressure, who believe that extraordinary is not a lucky accident, but a unleashing of bold choices. After private equity steps in, the playing field resets. What will you build on that new foundation? Will you survive by shrinking? Or will you thrive by transforming? If the answer is transformation, remember, you have the power to break free of illusions and rewrite the rules, to turn disruption into opportunity, to pull together the fragmented brilliance inside your company and align it with a sharper, fiercer mission, to be utterly unapologetic in your pursuit of what is real and meaningful. The world loves to tell leaders to fit in, to follow the old scripts, to prioritize comfort over discomfort. But the rare leaders, those who see beyond borders and systems, who burn rather than bend, those are the ones who remake companies for the future. The private equity moment can either cage you or catapult you. The difference will be how deeply you dare to question, to shed, to align, to innovate, to endure, and to connect. This is the moment where the true leaders separate from the crowd, where the misaligned become the aligned, where misunderstood visions find resonance. If the pressure feels like it's closing in, breathe into that pressure. Let it refine you, not break you, and then strike with everything you've got. Because what happens after private equity takes control isn't the end of a story. It's the explosive start of something far greater, no longer a prisoner of old illusions, no longer confined by weary systems. Instead, a sovereign force shaping reality on your terms. That's what real leadership looks like after private equity takes control. And it's yours to claim, if you dare.